Have you ever met a woman that just like has it going on? You see her and you just be like, oh, she got it. Like the old folks used to say, she's all that and a bag of chips. Like the girlies say today, she has the it factor. Literally, she is the main character. She walks like it, she talks like it, she dresses like it, she has her hair done like it. Whether she wears makeup or not, she just looks put together. And not only does she look the part, but she is the part. When you talk to her, you feel like you can do the impossible. You get inspiration from her. You look at her life, you look at her career, you look at her family, the car that she drives, the house that she lives in. Even if it's not a mansion, it's just so put together. And you just be like, she is just that girl. Like, get that girl in your mind right now. I know that you know her. I'm thinking about my it girl right now. And she definitely just has it. She has it. Whatever it is, like the highest level of it is her. She has top tier level energy. She doesn't look down on people. She walks like she's a privileged girly, but she doesn't treat people like she's above them and they're down here, she's up there. She doesn't do that, but she 100% acts like she's that girl because she is that girl. Have you ever met somebody like that? Today I want to talk about her. She's a high value woman. She's a uber confident woman. She is the main character. So I want to talk to you today about her 7 habits. 7 habits of a high value woman. I know you're thinking about somebody. Grab you something to drink, girl, and let's get into today's episode. Hey girl, I am so glad that you made the time in your day to come by. If this is your first time being here, hey there. My name is Shamika. I am your best friend, your big sister, your little sister, your prayer partner, your business partner, your accountability partner, your favorite cousin, your friendly neighbor, all of those things. And I make content surrounding all things glow up, all things becoming the best version of ourselves. I actually help women discover the very highest version of themselves. So if that is your vibe, stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of this community. We believe over here that every day and every way we get better and better. Okay, habit number 1 of a high value woman, she keeps her promises to herself. Okay, that one, right off the bat, that one smacked me on my bottom. Like, girl, keep your promises to yourself. Here's the thing. It's easy to show up for other people. And that's one thing that I know that I do. I do not break my word. I do not. If I tell my 4-year-old nephew, I'm coming to get you, I'm going to get him. Come rain, shine, snow, sleet, good days, bad days, headache, cramps. I don't care what's up. If I make a promise to you, I'm going to keep it. It's time for us to treat ourselves like we would our 4-year-old nephews. That's what a high value woman does. If she says, I am getting up to work out at 6 a.m., baby, you can bet your bottom dollar she's getting up to work out at 6 a.m. She keeps her word even if no one is around to hold her accountable. She doesn't need an audience to keep her word. She just needs a reason to keep her word. And guess who's the reason? She is. She's the reason. Why? Because she's her own top priority. So she knows that love starts with how she treats herself. How she treats herself, whether in public or private, is her number 1 priority. So she's going to keep her word to herself. If she tells herself, I'm going to bed at 8 p.m. so that I can wake up at 5 a.m. so that I can go to the gym, so that I can have my slow morning and my soft start and not be rushed when I get up, you can bet your bottom dollar that when it comes down to 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., whatever her time is, she's going to bed. High value women don't prioritize anyone more than they prioritize their self. So turn the mirror around, girl. Look in the mirror at you and ask yourself, what promises have you made to yourself that you did not keep? Woo! The mirror's looking back at me, girl. The mirror is telling me the promises that I've made to myself that I have not kept. This is such a gut check. This is such a look in the mirror that is going to make you think again and again about your value. How do you value you? How can I keep a promise to my 4-year-old nephew and I can't keep a promise to me? I have to be in love with me enough to keep my word to myself like the high value women do. Habit number 2, she cares about her appearance. She pays attention to what she looks like every single day. She does not wait for an event to look good, honey. She is the event. Okay. She makes sure that when she walks out the house, she is the highest representation of herself. If she's married, she thinks about how she's representing her husband. If she has children, she thinks about how she represents her children. No one wants to have someone attached to them that when they walk out the house, they look like it's laundry day, or they look like they had nothing in their closet clean to wear, so they had to dig to the bottom of the barrel to find something to wear. That's not what a high value woman does. She cares about how she is viewed, and it's not to impress anybody. It's not to be trendy. It's not to be on anybody's best dressed list or anything like that. It's how she values herself. It's not about how you value her. It's about how she values herself. And because she sees herself as the creme de la creme, because she sees herself as the bee's knees and the cat's meow, she makes sure that when she walks out the house, she feels like that girl. She makes sure that when she leaves her home, she is in the main character mode always. So she cares about how her hair looks. She doesn't have to wear a full face of makeup. Her face is put together. She walks out the house ready for the day. The day does not catch her unprepared. She is prepared for the day. In fact, she is the writer of the day. She determines what her day is going to look like. And it starts with her appearance. She's done all of the mirror work. She checked in the mirror for her makeup and her hair, but she also checked in with herself mentally, emotionally, and all of those things to make sure that she's good and ready for the day, because sometimes we wear how we feel on the outside. Woo! I am such the girly that does that. I do it way too often. Let me say that again. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. I used to do that. You could tell how I feel by how I look. I told my husband this is how I am. I admitted it to him and I told him, please hold me accountable for that. If you see me looking like less than the highest version of myself, call me out on it. Ask me what's going on, because 9 times out of 10, I am dressing according to how I feel, not according to how I value myself. We cannot live life based on our feelings, because feelings are fleeting. They come, they go, they change with the wind sometimes. So we can't go off of what we feel, and that's what a high value woman does not. You will not be able to tell how she's feeling by how she looks. She is going to make sure that she shows up in every single space looking the part, looking ready, looking elevated. Even if it's a casual day in the park, she's going to look elevated casual. Even if it's a casual travel day in the airport and she's going from one place to a next by plane, she is still going to show up looking like an elevated traveler. She just cares. She just cares about how she looks. And that is something that we all should pay attention to. Also, when you look good, you feel good. So I had to learn that for myself. Instead of dressing like how I feel, I started dressing like how I want to feel. And immediately when I get dressed up, honey, I feel better. I literally feel so much better. So that is a super life lesson. Dress like how you want to feel, not dressing like how you feel currently. I'm telling you, it will change things around for you. Habit number 3 of a high value woman: she protects her peace at all cost. No matter what it costs, she will pay the price of peace. If the price is some nights alone, if the price is unfamilying or unfriending somebody, if the price is shutting down social media for a season, if the price is staying in her prayer closet a little bit longer, if a price is waking up a little bit earlier on one day, it does not matter what it costs. Peace is her top priority, and she makes sure that she does whatever it takes to protect it. What does that look like? She doesn't allow anything in her ear gates and her eye gates. The Bible talks about protecting and guarding your ear gates, guarding your eye gates. What are you looking at that could be disturbing your peace? Or who's in your ear that could be disturbing your peace? What type of content are you consuming that could be disturbing your peace? Even if she has to turn off the news for a while. Sometimes the news can be a downer. It's just so much going on in the world around us that sometimes we just have to turn off the news, like unsubscribe just for a minute. Yes, know what's going on around you, especially if it's going to directly impact you, but it's okay to step back a few steps just for a little while if it is costing you your peace. And if something is disturbing your peace, what that looks like, maybe you feel anxious more than ever. Maybe your nervous system is a little dysregulated just out of what you're consuming or what people are bringing to you. Don't let people bring you everything. My mom told me, she said, girl,
you are not a trash can.
You know what a trash can does? A trash can is an open receptacle. It allows whatever. It does not have a choice of what it accepts and what it will reject. You are not that. You can determine and decide what you will accept. So if somebody's calling you to gossip about somebody else, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's what the decline button is for. That is what call you later is for. Honey, I would text somebody in a heartbeat, hey, I see you're calling me. Is it an emergency or what's the subject matter here?
Why are you calling?
And if they text me on some other stuff, I know then to go on with my day and keep it moving. I'm not interested in just any subject matter. There is a standard that I have, and if you don't meet that standard, then you're not allowed access. Period. That is how I protect my peace. That is why I'm able to be joyful and willy-nilly and all around the world and jolly good fellowing all around the world, because I protect my peace. How do I protect my peace? By not being a trash can like my mama told me. My mama said, you're not a trash can, ma'am. Act like it. Choose what you will allow. Have standards, and if they don't meet the standards, then they don't get access. Period. Number 4, she practices gratitude every single day. She does not wait for a big moment or a big win or a big happening or, a big deal. Everything is a big deal for her. She practices gratitude in the simple things, and she has the same level of gratitude for the small that she does for the large. If she gets a big client or a big contract or whatever is big in her career, she'll celebrate that huge. But when she wakes up for the morning, which some people take for granted, she'll celebrate that huge as well. It is how she keeps her joy. It is another way that she protects her peace. She finds the good in everything. She finds even the messiest situation, she's gonna find something good out of it. She finds the silver lining in every single gray cloud. So if she gets hit with a big bill that might have been unexpected, instead of saying,
oh my God, I gotta pay all of this money,
she's grateful that she has the money to cover it. Or if someone does something unexpected and she has to go and pick up her child in the middle of the night or something like that, instead of being frustrated about the situation, she's grateful that she has the energy. She's grateful that she has the agility. She's grateful that she has the means to go and pick up her child or whatever the situation might be. She practices gratitude over everything. Why? Because it keeps her grounded. It keeps her anchored spiritually and emotionally so that her feelings don't overtake her. So if something happens, the first thing that she does is calms down enough and finds the lesson in it and finds joy in it somehow, some way. She finds the joy in all things by practicing gratitude. That is another heart check, because how many of us will sit in a funk about a situation that didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to, instead of being grateful for what could have happened that might have been worse than what is happening. Does that make sense? It made more sense in my head. Let me know if that makes sense. What I'm just trying to say is find the good in every situation. In every gray cloud, there is a silver lining. We just have to find it. It might take a little bit of digging and searching, but I guarantee you there is a reason to be grateful every single day. And the high value woman, she knows that. Number 5, she moves with grace. She moves with the softest grace. Now, all of the women that I said in my life who are 100% high value, Karen Clark Sheard, Michelle Lott Middleton, Darlene Mumford, those are my 3 biggest inspirations in my life. They all move with such grace. And that is how I learned what a slow morning is. That was the beginning of my glow up, is watching those 3, especially my mother and KCS, because I physically am with them more than I'm with my Aunt Michelle. My Aunt Michelle lives in Ohio. My mom lives here and KCS lives here. I travel with KCS for work, so I see her nonstop. And my mother, of course, I grew up in a house with her, so I saw her nonstop. When I tell you, it used to annoy me, but now I get it. My mother does not rush for anything. She is going to take her time in everything. Karen Clark Sheard, she knows who she is.
Okay.
The world will wait for her. She's not going to rush to do anything. She takes her sweet time. And what that does, it allows her to care for herself. So let me tell you how slow morning started. My mom, so if we had to get up at 7 a.m., my mom would get up maybe at 5 or 6 a.m. And I remember a few times as a child, I would hear my mom up, and I was so obsessed with my mother that whenever I hear her door open, I would run to meet her.
She was like, what? Can I have a minute to myself?
No. No, you can't, ma'am. You belong to me, okay? So anyway, I would hear her door open at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and we didn't have to be up until like maybe 6:37, something like that. But I wanted to see what she was doing. So I saw her having a slow morning, and I didn't know then that it was a slow morning. I know now she was setting up her day for success. She got up before the rest of us so that she could spend time with the Lord and spend time with herself and intentionally plan out her day so that it is filled with peace and ease instead of hustle and bustle and rush and, discomfort and all of those things. She was the definition of a slow morning. I wish I would have gotten the lesson then, because baby, my 20s would have been better. My 30s would have been much better if I would have gotten the lesson then, but I got it now. I got it now. That's all that matters. She showed me what a slow morning was. Now I see why my mother had so much peace, because she started her day in a way that set it up for long-term success. She wasn't rushing. I don't know if I ever saw my mother rush, or hustle and bustle. I don't know if I've ever seen her move fast. She maintained her grace in every situation, even when, and I've seen a few people try her. I remember being in church meetings where a few people have tried my mother, and honey, I was ready. I was a teenage girl, but baby, what you're not gonna do is play with my mama. That's what you're not gonna do. My mother handled it with such soft grace that it blew my mind. And I was like,
how is she gonna deal with this?
Even when she would whoop us, do you know that she was talking just like this? Like, I told you. You know how when some parents discipline or reprimand their child, they whooping them like, didn't I tell you not to? My mom didn't do that. She was like, listen, as she whooping us,
I told you not to do that. I told you that wasn't a good idea. I told you not to let somebody in the house, or don't open the door, or come straight home from school. I told you not to do that.
All the time she's whooping us. She was not raising her voice. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not kidding. My mother did not raise her voice. She maintained her grace no matter what the situation is. Karen Clark Sheard maintains her grace no matter what is going on. Even if she's upset, you are not going to pull her out of her soft grace. Honey, when I tell you they move like they know who they are, they move with grace. Why? Because external circumstances does not determine who they are internally. They know who they are and they maintain it. So think about it. A cow is a cow, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether the sun is shining, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a tsunami, whatever the external circumstances are, a cow is still a cow. That's how a high value woman is. I'm still high value even if you're upset. I'm high value, so you're not snatching me out of my grace. I'm not going to stop being the high level version of who I am because you're upset. I'm not going to stop being the high level version of who I am just because I'm tired or just because I am in a less than desirable situation. I'm still that girl. I'm still that deal, and I'm still going to act like it. No one should be able to snatch you out of grace, because listen, no matter how upset somebody gets at me, I don't stop being Shamika. No matter how somebody might come to you and, try to ruffle your feathers, you are still who you are. So maintain who you are. I am high valued. I am living in a state of soft grace. You don't change that. You're not powerful enough to change who I am. The high value women, they know that, honey. They know. Okay, habit number 6, she maintains her environment. She is always interested in what it's like around her, whether it's her house, her car, her purse, or even her digital environment, her social media, her email. She makes sure that every space that she occupies is intact. If she doesn't have the time to clean her home, she's going to find somebody to do it. If she doesn't have the time to clean her car, just like for me, thank God for a wonderful, supportive, amazing, and loving husband. I just had to go out of town this weekend for work. When I came back, my car was completely detailed. Wasn't that so nice?
Thank you, husband.
Thank you. That was so kind of you. But she makes sure that everything around her is intact. A lot of times your environment, your surrounding is a direct indication of what's going on with you on the inside, whether it is in your heart, in your mind, in your feelings, in your emotions. So she makes sure that whatever is around her agrees with who she is. If I am not cluttered in my mind, then my home is not going to be cluttered. If I am not disorganized in my mind, then my desk, my office is not going to be disorganized. Everything has a home, even my emotions. The emotional clutter that we have, sometimes we have to sift through it. Y'all know I was going to talk about journaling. You knew it was coming at some point. That's why journaling is so important. Get it out of your mind and put it on paper. Get it out of your heart and put it on paper. Get it out of your emotions and write it down or type it out or text it to one of your homegirls or verbally tell somebody it so that it's not cluttering and hoarding in your heart. Clean out your heart daily so that it's not taking up room for the goodness and the mercy and the wonderful things that God has for you. Don't allow your heart to be compacted with negativity. Get it out. Get it out. Talk to a therapist. Talk to your pastor. Talk to your bestie. Talk to your husband. Talk to your mother. I talk to my mother, honey. How often do you talk to your mother? I want to know. Please put it in the comment section. Let me know how often you talk to your mother. I talk to my mother every day, multiple times a day. I also talk to my sisters every day, multiple times a day. That helps me to keep my heart pure and clean. I do not hoard feelings. I don't hoard them. I need to get it out. So do that so that you can become a high valued woman that is not steered by her fear, that is not steered by childhood trauma. Sometimes that little girl, she can show up in the most inopportune times and act a fool in front of people that are business partners because of something that happened in the past. Deal with whatever you need to deal with so that you can maintain your emotional environment, maintain your physical environment. If you don't have time to do it, find somebody to clean your house. If you got kids, train them how to clean. That's what we used to do. I used to ask my mother, why don't we have a dishwasher? She was like, girl,
For what? I have 6 dishwashers. Like, hello?
okay, I guess we the dishwashers. Yes. Find a way to keep your entire environment intact. I'm telling you, if any part of my house is in disarray, my mind feels it. My emotions feel it. I'm not kidding. I sleep better at night when my bedroom is clean, when my closet is intact, when my living room is good. I sleep better at night when the kitchen sink is not full. So I keep those things in order so that my sleep is uninterrupted. I know that might sound a little bit cuckoo, but it's true. So high value women, they look at their environment and they make sure that everything in their environment agrees with who they are. Even if someone has to be removed from the environment, even if a habit has to be removed from their environment, they do whatever it takes to keep it in order, to keep it in agreement and in alignment with who and what they are, which is the top tier version of themselves. And the last habit of a high value woman is that she checks herself. She checks herself. She checks her thoughts before she believes anything that comes to her mind or before she believes anything that anybody says. She's going to check in with herself. Does that thought serve me? Is that a limiting belief? Is that true? Is it a feeling or is it a fact? She is going to make sure that while she's checking her hair, while she's checking her makeup, while she's checking her outfit, she's also checking herself. How you feeling today, girl? What's going on with you? You seem to be a little bit frustrated right now. What's happening? You seem a little frazzled. You seem a little disorganized right now. What's going on? What do we need in this moment to make sure that we return to the highest level version of ourselves? What do we need right now? If she is seeing somebody that is frustrating her, what is it about that person that is frustrating you right now? She literally has conversations with herself to make sure that she remains high level, to make sure that she remains high value. We cannot sink to our feelings. We have to rise to who we are and maintain who we are. That means that we cannot ignore feelings, emotions, or thoughts. We address them. That doesn't mean that we believe them. That doesn't mean that we buy into what we think or what someone says or how we're feeling. We don't just automatically act on it, but we definitely address it. We don't avoid it. Avoidance can be costly. If you avoid it too long, it piles up and have a compounding effect. You can explode like an emotional volcano one day. We don't do that. We address it and we move on. So they make sure that they keep in touch with themselves and listen to themselves. They listen to their heart, they listen to their mind, but they don't necessarily believe every single thing that comes up. They check themselves. Is this a limiting belief? Then I am not subscribing. Is this a thought that is formed from past trauma? Then I'm not going to buy into it. Is this someone that is projecting their disbelief and their doubt and their ill feelings and ill emotions onto me? Then I have to stop it and return to sender. They check it.
They clock it. Is that what the girlies say?
They make sure that they remain intact emotionally and inwardly so that they can show up as the high value woman that they are externally. So that's it, girl. Those are the 7 habits of high value women. And if you heard one that you are not doing yet, tap in. Listen, honey, I got a few of them on my list that I'm working on. Join me. We are ever evolving. We are not in a race to get to the highest version of ourselves by a certain timeline. No, we are taking our time, taking intentional steps toward becoming the very best version of ourselves. And that happens by assessing where we are now and seeing where we have to go. So if this video was a gut check or a heart check or a mind check or an emotional check, that's okay. That is all right. You see where you can be. You see what you can attain, and you can do it. If they're doing it and they're living that type of life, we can too. Have you even started having a slow morning? Have you started that, girl? That is one of the habits that I started, and I refuse to abandon it. I show up for my slow morning every single morning. I have a slow morning. It is my time to myself and with the Lord. And when I tell you, it is so integral to the joy that I have in my day, to the intentional peace that I have in my day. It is an absolute must. So girl, get into these high value habits and tell me in the comments section which one you are going to commit to. Let me know so that I can hold you accountable, and I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm for real. You hold me accountable, I'll hold you accountable, and we will make sure that we arrive at the highest level of ourselves. Thank you so much for coming by, girl. I love our time together, and I will catch you in the next episode.